Well, the reason that everyone is talking about omni-channel solutions today is not because there has been a big revolution in the omni-channel, cross-channel world. It's more like an ever-growing evolution, where that is actually driven by new technology and early adopters of new technology. Well, if you're really going to fail today implementing an omni-channel solution, what you should do then is actually implement a standard ERP system, setting up all your price rules, promotion rules, stock quote rules in the ERP system, and then do the same thing in your e-commerce system, implementing the same price rules, the same campaign rules, promotion rules, the same stock quote rules, and in your customer service system, do the same thing there again, and at the end also do the same thing in a POS system. Well, it probably will work the first week, but when you would like to do some changes, then you have a big problem, because you have implemented basically the same thing in 4 or 5 different systems, and that won't work in the future. Most companies today does not fall into that pitfalls anymore. Well, of course, some do, but it's all about having a good knowledge about the different channels. And not only the channels, also the customers, how they interact with the channels. As long as you understand how your customers are expected to interact with you, or the customers, the requirements on your business, then you have to take that information into the requirements of your new system. So basically what I'm saying here is that you have to understand how your customer are interacting with you today and in the future, and it's rapidly changing. My 3 best advices in selecting a new omni-channel solution is actually, first, understand your customer. What kind of information will the customer need from your system? What kind of information do you have to make available in all the different channels? But not only the data, the information, but also the business rules. The customer expects to get the same prices in all channels, the same promotions in all channels. So understand what the customer needs. That's the first one. My second advice is not to do everything at the same time. You need to do parts by parts in the different channels. Implement, test, evaluate, and grow. So you can't do everything at the same time, because you don't know what your customer will need in 6 months. My third and last advice is to be a little bit careful when it comes to further development of your solution. I'm not saying that you should hold back on your development. On the contrary, you really need to develop your business and grow your business, of course. But be aware of not creating a mess of business logic that doesn't fit all the channels, going back to the old model, implementing maybe some kind of business logic in the e-commerce solution that you won't be able to reach from the other systems and so forth. So keep your strategy on track. Now, Omni-channel is very important in both B2B segment and B2C segment today. So the question here, does this differ between B2B and B2C? Well, both yes and no. Basically, you have the same channels in most B2B companies, so you have to approach the same problems. But it's very often that in business to business you may have more complex rules, more complex business rules. By having said that, I think it's even more important to centralize the business logic in one single system and work from there. So what I'm saying is, yes, it's basically the same, but it's often more complex in the B2B industry.